First of all, going through a breakup is hard, okay? Going through a breakup when you were broken up with is harder. And then to make it even harder is that person who broke up with you to be with someone else. And I had to, deal with that basically by myself, you know? Wow. Okay. I feel like a lot just happened. It'll do.
It'll do for now.
Wait. This one good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Radiate Podcast.
Hello.
This is episode number
12.
Is it this way? This way. Which way is it, Jess? 12. Okay, thank you.
Number 12. I'm Isa.
I'm Grace Ann.
And yeah, we have some good things to talk about. So half of it we don't even know what we're going to talk about, but I feel like that's where we end up pretty well. Also, I don't know if anybody's noticed my nails, but
it's been 0.5 seconds.
Well, you should have already noticed it. Jessica did my nails, and I'm so happy. What do you think?
They're beautiful.
Honestly,
I love them, and I was telling Isa if I asked her to do that, she'd be like, no. But Isa asked, and it's like, let me get my actual nail dryer.
Let me make it better. She offered.
Yeah, because she kept complimenting me.
Because I love these colors. I've been wanting the multiple colors.
I literally compliment her all the time.
True.
And I've painted your nails before.
Also true. And that's on friendships, and we'll get into that later today. But how has your day been?
It's been great, Isa. Thank you for asking.
How's it been?
It's been good. We spent money that we didn't have.
Mm-hmm. Went to our friend's house.
We did the white girl trifecta. Hobby Lobby, Goodwill, and Marshall's. Very true. Topped it off with a little Subway.
Well, it was me and 3 white girls, I will say that.
Had some Starbucks earlier. Like I said.
Painted our nails.
You painted.
Sang a little.
Jessica painted your nails.
And tomorrow we're doing the most white girl thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Can we just talk about how cute our friend Jessica is?
She's so cute.
Pisces, we should say.
Gemini's cute too, though.
Gemini, we love you. Guys.
Ashlyn, you're also cute. We also love you, Ashlyn.
We're so excited for tomorrow.
We're so excited.
For the first time ever, we're making a charcuterie board.
What is that, you ask?
It's some of you may call it charcuterie board.
Well, that's what we're calling it.
That's what we're calling it anyways. But what exactly is it, Isa?
Well, I didn't know until you told me that it's it's one of those cute boards that you put meats and cheese and crackers on.
You haven't reached the most basic level of white girlness or girlness in general until you made a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
And I'm actually so surprised that it's rolling off the tongue.
It's rolling off the tongue. You've said it so many times at this point.
Charcuterie. But charcuterie is so much more funny.
The charcuterie is so much better. So our friend Jessica.
Yeah, she had this fab idea. She just wanted to have a little brunch with all the girls.
Get cute. Wear some dresses.
Because, why not? And, we're going to have a fun old time tomorrow.
If you want to go look at our Instagram, we'll probably post a picture by now.
Definitely. We'll probably post way too many. People are going to be like, guys, we don't care about your meats. And I'll be like, I care nothing but more than about my meats.
On my coochie board.
On my coochie board.
What's better than meat and coochie?
If you want a shirt that says, what's better than coochie and meat?
I mean, I can think of a few things.
Let us know. Anyways, how have you been, Isa?
I've been pretty good. Trying to get back into drinking only water. I've been slacking on drinking
I was saying earlier, there's very different people. There's Isa, people like Isa who drink water, and then there's me who drinks coffee at 11 p.m. at night.
You know what? That is true. Actually, a couple days ago, or maybe a week ago, Vincent was here. We were sitting on the couch, and it was midnight. And Grace Ann goes, babe, give me my coffee. I have nothing to do tomorrow. It was 12. And she was like, yeah, I don't have anything to do. And so she popped over that thing, and
we're talking, It was like,
Oh, it was like a triple shot espresso.
yeah,
It wasn't
literally
like
was.
French vanilla.
It was good. I forgot what brand it is. I haven't gotten
Yeah.
it since.
Oh,
Okay, remember
yeah.
we were like testing them out?
Yes.
They were good.
Yeah.
I really liked how like the can fit in my hand.
Yeah.
Moving forward,
Moving forward.
if you don't know that I have a caffeine addiction.
I do too.
But
just
here's
not
the
this
thing,
late.
coffee really doesn't work on me like that. That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
a mental thing.
I guess.
It's a mental thing. Also,
Anyways, I forgot to say this on the last podcast.
Yeah.
I love matcha now.
True. That is
What?
true. That is
Yeah,
true.
I like matcha now, which is something that I never said.
Yeah.
And I actually claimed that I hated matcha, but I had matcha at this really cute shop in Rhode Island when I was there,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a iced matcha latte with mint, and it was delicious.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking like the one time, granted I had it one time at Starbucks, and I was just like disgusted. Also, it was a frappuccino, so that also
True.
could have been it. But like now I'm just like, and Vincent's like so happy because he loves frappuccino.
Yeah.
He loves matcha.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh my god, we can go on matcha dates now. And I'm like,
Aw.
oh, that's so cute.
Well, speaking of last episode, let's talk about the one that Vincent was on. I feel like that one's kind of, people have liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I thought that was a fun one. And I just wanted to talk about like that one and then the last episode where we just like went in and, you know,
Yeah.
we went in
Yeah.
on things that we don't normally talk about on
Have
air.
I cussed yet? This
No.
episode? Okay, you know what? I'm going to try to go the entire episode without cussing.
This episode?
This episode right now.
Well, I'm going to try to think of something to get you passionate about
God
then.
dang
Because
it.
my goal is to make you, what did you just say?
God dang it.
Oh, okay. My goal is to make you cuss, but okay. I just thought those last two episodes were fun. Very interesting. Very fun.
Uh-huh.
What?
Now I'm just going to be thinking that you're trying to get me to cuss.
Okay.
Before we move on, though,
Yeah.
we mentioned earlier that we went to Goodwill.
Uh-huh.
If you're watching, show the camera what you got today. It fits her so well because, like, she obviously drives a 1965 Corvette.
Very true.
The shirt was made for her.
It was.
No, but she doesn't. But, like, that
I
shirt
don't.
is, like, super cute.
I do drive a
I thought it
red
was
car,
so
though.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was really cute, and I was like, you know what?
I was
I'll buy
telling
it.
Issa that, like, I haven't even been looking at the clothes. I just go straight to, like, the home decor.
I know.
I'm gonna have to like post some pictures of like how I redecorated my
Yeah,
room because
they're
I
really cute.
love it. It's just like
So
such
cute.
a like gold vintage vibe. It just makes me so happy. Like my mental health is just like, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I've gotten so much better at like washing the dishes right away.
Okay, I have noticed that.
I don't even give you a chance to wash.
No,
the dishes.
I was like, wait, what's happening? I did notice
it
that.
just makes me happy to have a clean kitchen.
I respect you
Not
for that.
gonna lie, during quarantine when nobody was here, I was all alone.
Yeah,
It got ugly in there, Issa.
and that's okay.
And I was like, wow, I don't have any cups to use. And I was like, wow, this is sad. It got bad. It was dark. It was a dark time.
But it's okay.
Quarantine, I feel like, was like, everyone had their moments.
Quarantine
you know?
either made or broke you, I feel like.
I would like to say that
Or left you in the
I
middle.
was low-key a little broken.
Oh.
But now I'm thriving. Or at
Do you
least
wanna
I'm
get
telling
into
myself
that?
I mean, we can.
I mean, why were you broken?
I wouldn't, maybe broken is like a very like
maybe a little
dramatic
like
word.
dented.
I was dented.
Okay.
Like a 1965 Corvette.
I was broken. You were dented. Can we agree on that?
Oh, you were more than broken. I'm just kidding.
I was okay. I wouldn't say broken.
We
I wouldn't say broken.
We've talked about how the quarantine honestly came at a perfect time for you. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah, and I feel like we'll get into that. Like that's a whole nother podcast that we'll get into one day. But yeah, I think it was a really good time. Like I don't know, it just came at a perfect time in my life, and I'm sure a lot of people's lives. Mm-hmm. I feel like it helps.
Obviously, hate that COVID is a thing.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, don't like that it's a pandemic.
No.
But quarantine definitely came at good times for certain people.
Yeah.
And I think you're one of them.
And I think we both came out better people.
Exactly.
I came out like I feel like we like went into like a freaking war.
Coming out.
I want the world to know. Speaking of that, we might have a coming out anniversary party for me one day. Jessica was talking about it earlier, and we were gonna do it just honestly just having excuse to have a party, like obviously a pandemic party.
I think what's gonna
And
be
we're gonna have
funny
flags
is
and
like
stuff,
I
like,
don't even.
those.
I think you're not even gonna know when it's gonna happen.
Ooh, that's kind of scary.
It's just gonna be a surprise coming out anniversary party.
Okay, yeah, I love that. I don't even know when my
You're
anniversary
not gonna
is. so-
have any idea.
Okay, wait, I love that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. We'll see.
Moving forward.
Moving on.
Tell me some hot topics. What's going on? What's
We
going on in the
do
world?
have some hot topics
How
today.
hot?
A lot has happened actually in these last couple days.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna start with Demi and see where it kind of leaves us.
Okay.
You do know about this, but we'll dive in.
We're talking about Demi Lovato. It's actually really sad.
She was my childhood queen.
I have so many questions.
Demi Lovato.
Tell the world what you're
love
talking about, Issa.
So Demi Lovato, as people know, have had her struggles in the past. She, has struggled with mental health, drug abuse, all this stuff. But recently, she found love with this man named Max, who I had never heard of.
They were
this.
super cute in the pictures I saw, and I never knew who he was.
Never knew who he was.
So
they started dating, and then he had proposed to her 2 months ago. News broke yesterday that Max and Demi called off the engagement, and they said that they're leaving on good terms and they enjoy the time they had and they're moving on. I felt bad for Demi because I'm like, dang, I was so happy that she found love, whatever. Moving forward, things came out on their 6-month anniversary. Apparently, fans started sending them receipts that Max, the guy, used to be a huge Selena Gomez fan, but not a fan, like kind of a stalker. Creepy stalker.
What's up with the guys we've been talking about lately on our podcast
I don't know.
Weird?
I don't know. So it's a public obsession that he had with Selena Gomez. He would talk about her all the time on all of his Instagram lives. He would be just talking about her all the time. He even has the same music note tattoo, and he wouldn't deny that it was in inspiration of her because she has one and then he got one. He also has an S in white ink tattoo, and all the comments were for Selena, and that was the thing. The point is,
wait, you're missing the one tweet that I told you
no,
about.
there's so many more tweets.
I was just like, OMG.
One tweet was he didn't even like it, he didn't retweet it. He had tweeted in 2010 in his defense, but he still tweeted, for anybody who says that Demi Lovato is prettier than Selena Gomez, ... you're crazy, Selena Gomez is whatever. Basically saying Demi's not as cute as Selena. But it's not just that tweet, it's the multitudes of tweets that he said about Selena Gomez, and if you know Demi Lovato, you know her and Selena Gomez have a history of being on and off friends, and that doesn't matter. The point is,
it's creepy. It's weird.
Also would comment on multiple girls' Instagrams to get attention and to promote his music and his acting. The same day he got Demi Lovato's attention, he was also commenting on Bella and Gigi Hadid's picture saying, "My wife, I love you, you're beautiful." And to get it, when people with a couple thousand followers, when they comment on a post, you can kind of see them even if you don't follow them.
Hey, congrats, bud. Apparently your strategy worked.
It worked.
Because your wife comment almost got you a wife.
Yeah.
But, you're stupid and you don't know how to delete your old tweets, so.
Also, he's doing this to get publicity. It's proved that he's doing that. So he got Demi's attention.
Okay, but
and
wait,
they started dating.
Are we saying that we think he never even liked Demi?
I'm not saying that, but it's this guy went on how many girls' Instagrams commenting things like that to get attention.
This is the thing. I feel like he would have been so much more sneakier if this was actually supposed to be a snake type thing, Because, why would you not go in and delete your tweets that said stuff like that?
I mean, it was also Instagram comments that he left on just so many people.
I know, but I feel like the comments are whatever.
Yeah, no,
it's
I agree.
You're a rising star, you're trying to make it, okay. But the tweets, it's pretty obvious to me, you must have, I feel like you can't forget about that, especially if you have a tattoo in honor of Selena Gomez. Do you think Selena Gomez is just sitting in bed watching this story unfold and be like,
I feel like
wow,
she may have honestly reached out to Demi, honestly, and Demi
hey, this guy has been in my DMs for years,
but I feel
caught him peeping through the window.
Also, he also would promote his when the proposal, the Demi when he proposed to Demi and there was a video collage of it, he plugged someone's song in it, just stuff like that. He was plugging his own stuff.
God, do you think Selena was invited to the wedding?
I don't think we got that far. They were only engaged for 2 months.
You never know. Quarantine people have so much time to bust that stuff out.
I don't know, but
here's my thing. I feel awful for Demi, and I pray to God that if you're a fan of Demi, honestly, if you just pay attention to the news, you know that Demi has struggled with a very dark past when it comes to eating disorders, drugs, in and out of therapy and rehab, just a very unhealthy lifestyle. And I'll never forget, I think I watched the documentary for the first time with you, and you're a huge Demi Lovato fan.
I love her.
And I totally understand why. She's an amazing woman. She stands for amazing things. I just really hope that this doesn't put her in a place that she's worked so hard to not be in anymore. And I really hope that her support system around her really rallies and that she has people around her that love her. And, like, I'm just very concerned about, his name is Max.
Yeah.
The fact that he knows, you know, he has to know her history and her past, and, like, that's why I'm choosing to give him the benefit of the doubt and that this wasn't malicious. Because if this was malicious, that is literally so cruel.
I just feel like he might have taken advantage of her. You know?
When she's at a weak point.
Or maybe,
what
like...
exactly? So the comment that he commented is what got her attention?
I think so. I think...
That's insane.
Well, he's also kind of... Like, he has a couple... I also think, like, a lot of fan pages were, like, tagging her in his stuff. And that got her attention, and they start talking. You know, it's kind of like... But it's kind of... If you think about it, if they're both kind of famous, it's like if a boy kind of was... You know, on your level, I guess, you know, kind of commenting on your stuff, getting your attention, you know. If you weren't obviously dating someone.
I really hope that she's going to be okay. That's really the only thing I care about.
She does seem like she's okay and like, moving on.
Delete your old tweets, dude. I mean, there's plenty of screenshots,
dude,
but
you're bashing.
This is the thing. You're trying to be famous. You should really just delete a lot of your old social media posts. I'm just going to say that. Like, there are literally, I did this. There are, like, programs that you can download on your computer, and you can literally type in a certain word into the search bar, and it'll pull up all of your old tweets. Like, I literally had, like, at one point, like, 3 or 4 years ago, I had over 16,000 tweets.
Oh my God.
I know. Now I have a little over 2,000 because I went in.
You had 16,000?
Yes, because really I didn't want any tweets that, like, had, like, any sort of, like, bad word in them.
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh, wow. How Christian
Look at me now.
Look at me now.
Look at me now.
I had searched in, like, for example, like, I'm not gonna cuss. So the S word.
What's that?
Okay?
Which one?
It's like ship, but with a T. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that
There you go.
Okay,
anyways, I typed that into the search bar and I pressed enter, and it would pop up every single thing like I had tweeted, or even if I had liked a tweet that had it or retweeted, and basically you press a button and it just undoes all of that. It'll delete your tweets.
God.
Yeah. And it's great because it's like, especially when, you know, you're going into college and you're like trying to get a job, and like a lot of jobs will look at your social media. Like, I didn't have anything to hide, but it was more like I just feel like it looked unprofessional. Like, even to this day, I don't cuss on my Twitter.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
Yeah.
I think I've like liked a few things that have like cuss words, but like I myself, I don't think I have like tweeted any like cuss words, but that's just kind of like a me thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everybody should honestly invest in that. I mainly did it though because like I had Twitter since I was literally in middle school. So like I was 12, 13. Yeah. I was 13 Twitter. I promise I was.
Who knows what you were tweeting or liking
13.
back then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've looked, and when they were still there, and I'm just like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
It was a lot of like lyrics, like Taylor Swift lyrics. That was when she had like just transitioned into her like not country stage.
He's the reason for my teardrops on my guitar, because that got me. I remember I would cry to that song. I'd never been heartbroken, but I would cry.
I'm not your princess. This ain't a fairy tale. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, I feel like with this story,
Wait, that's not the song. Hold on, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it's okay. You're gonna sing again?
No.
Are you sure?
No, I'm done.
Sure?
This is about Demi.
This is about Demi. Okay. Me. Well, I think that if he did take advantage of her, if he did use her for clout, I feel like that's a topic, because we watched, like we talked about Emma Chamberlain, and we watched a video where she was like, I'm scared to date someone because, like, do I trust them? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I would have so many trust issues.
Right?
So many.
I mean, even normal people, like, you have trust issues about people using you for certain things. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine being famous or having a lot of money or doing something and having that.
I mean, I think we've had this conversation with me before. It's like I've had trust issues with, like, some of my quote-unquote friends because I'm like, are you friends with me because you like me, or are you friends with me because you want me to take pictures of you?
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I've had to deal with that.
Well, another thing, not even materialistic things, but, like, are you with me because you don't have anybody else? Are you with me because you're lonely? Like, that's a whole nother thing, too.
Yeah.
That people, like, in our level of, you know, can talk about because we're normal.
I can't even imagine having, like, that amount of fame. It's, like, you really don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of find, like, maybe that's why a lot of like celebrities would like to go for people who like aren't like the same nationality, because like sometimes they won't know who you are, you know what I mean? It's like if you find like some like someone from Europe or something, like
a foreigner.
Yeah, I don't know,
I respect that.
Isn't that what Taylor Swift did? Like, who is she?
I don't know.
She's not American.
Who?
They're exactly, their relationship is very secret.
Taylor Swift
it's very
has
private.
a boyfriend?
Yeah, they've been together for like I think it's been like over a year.
I didn't know
maybe
that.
2 years. Do you know, Jess?
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan.
Can you look it up for us?
T-Swifty, I'll look it up.
No, they've been together for a while. In her documentary, he was that tall blonde guy. They've been together for a long time.
Joe Alwyn.
And a big reason why they've been able to be so successful in their relationship is because it's very private.
Very private.
Like, very private. And I respect that 100%.
They've been dating for more than 3 years.
That's insane.
Good job, T-Swifty. Because
I
you know
love
what?
her.
People slut-shame her like crazy.
And it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, 100%.
So ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Back
But
to
she's a
Demi.
queen.
We hope that you're gonna be okay, and just know that you are so loved, so appreciated, and you
will
you
find
inspire
the
so
one.
many people.
Yes, you do.
And Max, get out of here. Nobody wants to listen to your trash music. I said what I said.
She said what she said.
You know what? I want to be nice.
Okay.
I want to be nice.
Okay.
I want to choose to believe that he did love her, and he wasn't
Me
trying to
too.
be malicious.
I'm
but
sure
like,
he
at the
did
same
love
time,
her.
it's like,
He moved quickly. He proposed to her after 4 months of dating.
You're right.
Moving on.
You're right.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So, Love Island. We have not updated them on it.
Oh my god, we really haven't. We're so sorry.
We're so sorry. We've been like in deep.
Yeah. So
We have so many updates.
so many.
I don't
Where
even know
should we
where
start?
left them off. We left off on saying how much we love Johnny.
That's not true anymore.
How things have changed.
So many things have changed. Also, we love Justine.
Justine and Caleb picture.
Oh my god. And another picture of Caleb. And another picture of Caleb. And one more of Justine because she's beautiful.
Justine is beautiful.
And more of them together because why not?
Because why not?
Guys, OMG.
Okay. How do we break this down? So this is a Love Island talk because we have a lot to say.
So, if you don't follow along on Love Island, there's something called Casa Amor. Basically, what that means is that there is it's like another whole Love Island setup. So what they do is they split the girls and the guys that were already on Love Island up for like 3, 4, 5 days. And the guys go to a place called Casa Amor, and the girls stay on the original version of Love Island.
Yeah.
And what they do during these days is they bring in a whole new set of people. 5 guys, 5 new girls, okay?
Yep.
So this happens.
It's basically like Temptation House.
Yes, it's basically like the biggest like threat that's gonna happen to your It's like a big test to your relationship on the game, on the show. So this happens.
Yeah.
It's the bloody first day. Johnny sees Mercedes. Okay.
Mercedes.
We'll call her Benz because okay. Mercedes Benz, get it?
I got you.
Okay,
I got
thank
you.
And it was like within a matter of like minutes, I felt like, right?
Yeah.
They were locking lips.
Yep.
And
Johnny, by the way, who was deep in it with Sully, who Sully's the cutest ever.
He has the audacity to tell the camera, because like they'll talk to the like they'll be interviewed with like, you know, just the camera to talk to the audience and the producers, and he's telling them that like, what did he say? It was like he feels like this is a good test for him and Sully's relationship, and like he expects Sully to be doing the same, something like that. Like
some BS, okay, some BS.
Some BS.
He basically.
Meanwhile, Sully's back on Love Island being as angelic as she could be, and she had chances, guys. But she shut the guys down so fast. She was like, "I'm all about Johnny. I'm all about Johnny," which like, she's just a loyal queen.
She's a loyal queen.
And meanwhile, Johnny is literally in bed with Mercedes at night.
In bed, like under the covers.
And he ends up pulling the covers over their head at one point.
Yeah.
And would say that they were just making out. But I'm like, you could have easily just made out.
They did more.
Without the covers on top of you. But anyways, moving forward, it was just very evident that Mercedes and Johnny had a lot of like sexual tension, a lot of like chemistry. And so the make out in the bed happens. Next day, he tells the camera like, I know this isn't right. Like, I know I made a mistake. Like, I'm all about Sully, okay? Literally not even 5 minutes goes by.
Yeah.
And he tells Mercedes that, like, he's all about Sully.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. Like,
Yep.
he just can't imagine himself being with anyone else
And
besides
Mercedes is
Sally.
like, okay.
And she's like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll move on. Like, thank you
Yeah.
for telling me. Cool.
She doesn't care.
She just rolls her eyes. So then a challenge comes up. It's like a game. So Casa Amor up against Love Island. They both have to do challenges, and whichever house does it better basically wins points, and the team that wins the most points got like a party thrown for them.
Yeah.
Long story short, there was a challenge where, what was it? It was like the guys had to kiss.
You have to like passionately kiss a random person.
Yeah.
And Johnny kissed a random person who wasn't Mercedes for the challenge. Mm-hmm. The challenge was over, and then Johnny was like, "Wait, did they say passionately or time?" And they're like, "Passionately." But the game was over. Johnny hops on Mercedes, starts making out with her. Mercedes hops back on Johnny.
And guys,
Starts
when
making out
I
with
tell
Johnny.
you, everybody there, their faces were like
Ew.
jaws dropped just watching.
Unnecessary.
And Johnny's best friend Caleb, who we love, was literally just like looking at him like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And all the guys knew. They knew, like, you are in some deep poo poo.
Yeah. What would you do if so Johnny went back, so the Casa Amor ended. Johnny went back single, meaning he didn't bring Mercedes to the main house. He wanted to be back with Sally. Sally was happy. Yay, Johnny's back. We're together. Then Johnny was like, I gotta talk to you, but it's not a big deal. Downplayed the situation.
Totally downplayed the situation. Didn't even let Sally form her own opinion, honestly. I feel like he fed her
You're trying to manipulate it.
what he wanted her to hear, and basically like manipulated the situation to where like what he said is how she should think.
Yeah.
And we saw some sides of Johnny over like that last like over the course of like a week after
Yeah.
that.
Johnny.
That I was just like, this little boy, okay, because we forgot he's 21, like he's literally our age.
Yeah.
And I think Sally's like 24. Like I know
Sally's
she's
so
older.
cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Picture Sally. She's so cute.
She's the cutest.
And anyways, so like we saw some sides to him that like he was just kind of like manipulative. Like
Yeah.
there was one point they were talking, and
Very.
basically he was like, take off your glasses, like because she was wearing sunglasses, and she was like, I don't want to, and he literally like made her take off her sunglasses, grabbed them
Off of her
so he
face.
could see her and look her in the eye when she said that like she would tell a guy that she wasn't interested. Which is
Crazy.
besides the point, because at that point they weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend.
And this is after he
was
kissed another girl.
Exactly.
She just went on a
He's
date with the
being
boy that asked her.
hypocritical, crazy,
Yeah.
dumb. Like,
Yeah.
the point that we're trying to get at is Sally wound up forgiving him, okay? But it took like a lot of like
Yeah.
crying, and she made a lot of good points. Like
did.
she told the camera, like talking to America, like, I don't want to be the girl that looks dumb. She was
Yeah.
like, I want to, with my whole heart, I want to be with him, and I can see myself with him. But like, I don't want to look stupid. Like, am I just being that ignorant girl? And I
Yeah.
felt for her. I really
Yeah.
did. Fast forward, they're now in a relationship. Like, he asked her to be his girlfriend.
They're now dating, so
They're actually official.
they were exclusively dating. That's why it was a big deal. But if you were in that situation, if you were Sally, what would you do in that exact situation?
I just feel like it's so difficult because Johnny like claimed that like there was a miscommunication. Like he didn't realize, like he didn't know that she would be that upset, because he had told her and like everybody, like, if I would have known how upset Sally would have been and that I kissed another girl, I wouldn't have ever done it.
Okay, but you do realize that's manipulating her and her, not you,
I
but
know.
for him,
I
he's
know.
manipulating the situation, saying she's overreacting. It's not that big of a deal. And okay, yes, if you're not boyfriend or girlfriend, do that 100%.
See, this
but
is
it's
the
like he
thing.
made it seem like they were gonna get married and there's no
Yeah.
one else. Like he
Yeah.
made it seem that way.
I think we think differently on it, because it's like at the end of the day, it's like it's Love Island. Like you want to find your best connection.
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like it seemed to me, I think the problem was that before Casa Amor happened, Johnny hyped up the relationship too much.
Yeah.
And that he was able to get physical with another girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was the problem. If he wouldn't have hyped up to Sally about the relationship so
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
then it wouldn't have been as bad. But I think the fact that he did, and then he came back, and he basically went back on his word, you know?
Yeah.
Like he didn't, but he did.
Yeah.
And I think with Sally's, like, she was already there with him, like,
And he made it
he
seem like he was
wasn't, and
too.
he seemed like he was. He seemed like he was more serious than her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I think that was the issue.
That's what I'm saying.
Now I think they're at the point where like they're both equal.
He's not gonna do that.
But it's like, personally, I don't know what I would do, because it's like, in the real world, 100%, I would be like, heck no. But it's like, it's Love Island. You're trying
It's
to
hard.
find the best connection.
They
But
weren't
also
dating.
at the same time, I literally, like, it was so evident that Johnny was 100% just sexually attracted to
Oh
Mercedes.
yeah, no.
Like, there was no, like,
No
emotional
chemistry.
connection whatsoever. It was all sexual.
It was
like
all
the way he
sexual.
looked at her. This is my thing. I really hope that Sally and Johnny like end up together, like on the outside, and like they work out. But I just feel like Sally is gonna end up seeing footage, and she's gonna see how passionate those kids. Like, it wasn't just a peck.
No.
And that's a one thing that we still never saw the guys explain to her. When she was asking questions, that it wasn't, it like, yeah, it was, that passionate kiss was during the game, but like, he didn't have to go
Okay, also
to Mercedes.
question. I've talked to this about other people. Do you think a kiss is more of a problem than other things? Like, emotionally. Okay, like, I've had friends that are like, kissing is more cheating to me than, like, doing a physical thing.
What do you mean? Like,
Like,
sex?
no, not sex. Like, sex is obviously, like, way too far. All of it is way too far. But, like, kissing is, like, a different emotion that you have between one person. Like, it's a very passionate, like, thing. And then other things are more hookup-y. Like, you do it with a random, not you do it with a random person, but, like, it's not as meaningful. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I've heard this from a lot of people. Like, when you kiss someone,
Like second and third base?
yeah. Like, I get it's worse because it's more, but, like, a kiss is, like, so intimate to a lot of people. Like, a kiss is, like,
I think it's
more
just,
meaningful.
I think it's just how you view kissing, honestly.
So how do you view it? Like, do you view it as, like, if I was cheated on, I would rather it just be a kiss than anything else. But I get that, like, that kiss can be more passionate or more intimate to other people. Because some people I know don't
Yeah.
even kiss when they hook up with a random person. I think that's weird. But.
Yeah, personally, I really don't view kissing like that. Like, it's intimate, but like, I don't see it as like super personable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Jess, you read 50 Shades, right? Wasn't it Christian? Like, Christian Grey, he like didn't, he wouldn't kiss her because it was too intimate.
Yeah, that's what
which
I'm
that
saying.
was, I remember. Also, I was in middle school when I read those. I feel like that explains me a lot. Anyways, moving on. No,
Oh.
we are not talking about BDSM on the podcast. Also, not into that. Mom, turn away.
S-
Anyways, I had never heard of that until like I read it in the books, and I was like, wait, like. Also, when I read those, like, I was just like never. I was literally like 13, so like I had never even been kissed before.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, oh,
Wait.
like I didn't realize that like it was that like intimate, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know like a lot of other people, and me also. It's like I don't really view it like that anymore. It's like kissing is kissing. Like I could literally. I'm not gonna say kiss anything, but also at the same time, I do kind of get it because it's like. When you think about how weird kissing actually is, like you're literally putting your mouth on someone.
But I mean, like, if you were in a relationship
Maybe my opinion is changing. as
and
I'm
you were
talking, I
like,
don't
okay,
know.
say you're in a relationship, not that
Okay.
you are, not that you would ever cheat ever, and especially not on Vincent, but ever. But kissing, I don't know.
He's so cute.
Kissing, thinking like, I don't know. I just feel like anything is wrong, but like kissing, I feel like can be intimate. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I mean, again.
So you're saying like you do view it? As...
No. Like if I got cheated on, I would rather have been just a kiss than anything else. But I see the people I've talked to's points on kissing being an intimate.
What
thing.
about like they're at the club and they're dancing on somebody else? Do you think that's worse than kissing? Because I think kissing would be worse.
Kissing's worse
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So I think it's just like it's just like what what's the word, like what's the setting?
Yeah. What's
like,
the setting?
Yeah.
Like, well, what do you classify as cheating? For you,
I mean, I personally think like, oh my god, that's kind of hard because like a lot of people will say like it's like physical only.
Yeah.
But
Emotional.
I personally think it's like even just texting that person in a way that you shouldn't be texting.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
mean, some people would just view it as inappropriate, but what do you think? Like, there's obviously a line, but that where that line is, it differs in a lot of people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, how much bullish are they going to take?
How much what?
Bullish.
Bullish. Don't get me started. I'll save some. No, I won't cuss. But I don't know. I think I've always liked the thing, if you're not going to do it in front of your girlfriend or boyfriend.
Oh, that's so true. I like that, actually.
Maybe not do it. That is a little extreme because I don't think I'm like that, you know. But I think just like heavily flirting, not like a cute little flirt, like not like a cute little, you know,
like send in like kissy emojis and like
just you know.
That's a good take though. If you're not gonna do it in front of your partner, then obviously something's wrong about it.
But that's me. Like I just that's how I feel. But
I mean, I agree with it.
But like I wouldn't break up with someone off of, you know, that. But I would if it was like a little too much.
See, my thing is though, it's like, if I see that that's happening, then like my trust is going to dwindle, and if there's no trust there, then there's no relationship.
That's very true. That's very true.
And I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah. Well, also it's just like it just causes more problems after that.
Definitely.
You're just going downhill.
Definitely. And
it's like, I help, I've fallen and I can't get up. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like it would be, but I don't know. I feel like cheating is different for everybody, but like some there are some people that they're in a relationship. Both, they don't care what the other person does. It's like very open. That's not for me, but I respect it.
And I think the important thing though when it comes to that is that communication.
Yeah.
You have to know when you're going into a relationship, like, okay, what is my partner expecting of me? Like, what are the rules? What are the boundaries? And I think that's maybe where a lot of our generation is kind of lacking in is communication. Because a lot of people just kind of like assume like that they, like, my partner knows what I want. My partner knows, like, I know what to expect from them, you know? And I think that is something that like definitely needs to be like talked about.
Before.
Yeah.
I also know some people who they've talked about what they wanted in the relationship, and then midway in the relationship it's something completely different. Like they lied to get into the relationship. Like say, for example, like, oh, I'm this type of person who wants this in my future, this, you know, for marriage and this for kids, just to match up with that person, and then once they're in it, they completely change. They like trap them. Mm-hmm. And that's also a problem. I feel like just be honest, and it'll save a lot of crying.
Oh, this coffee went fast.
A lot of tears and a lot of time.
So, speaking of relationships, we've gotten this question a couple times now. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like, how do we personally like handle breakups? Like when you've been in a relationship for a hot minute. Yeah. And personally, that's something that like I've never been in any other relationship besides with Vincent. Like I've dated and like that has ended, but nothing that's been like super heartbreaking. But I know that this is something you can definitely relate to. And we've been kind of talking about it, you know, would you be comfortable talking about it? And I don't know, I just kind of want to kind of get your thoughts on like, how did you deal with heartbreak, and how do you think you're doing now, and just kind of like give a backstory. And
I think the reason I want to do it is because that, like, something that helped me dealing with it was watching YouTube videos, listening to people talk about it. So, you know, just like feel like it'd be good to talk about. And you can also like jump in, you know? Yeah. Just things that you've, you know, whatever.
I'm listening.
So just a quick backstory. Like, I think, first of all, going through a breakup is hard, okay? Going through a breakup when you were broken up with is harder. And then to make it even harder is that person who broke up with you to be with someone else. And I had to, like, deal with that basically by myself, you know? So it basically, it was a very on and off relationship towards the end. So it wasn't, you know, it wasn't all abrupt, and I kind of knew it was going to happen. I kind of knew that the other person involved was, you know, going to be someone that I was going to have to, there was going to be a problem with. Mm-hmm. So I had to deal with a lot of emotions. It wasn't just I'm going through a breakup. It wasn't just I'm going through my first breakup, because the first one I feel like always is going to hurt the most. Or your first love is just always going to hurt the most. I feel like that's just, you know. So yeah, I had to deal with it myself, and again, we were on and off towards the end a lot, and it was hard for us to let go of each other for a very, very long time.
No, we're best friends.
Yeah, we were best friends, and I mean,
this is the person you came out with.
Yeah. We went through a lot. We went through our families dealing with us coming out. We dealt with families not liking it. We dealt with living together for 2 years. We went through a lot. So there was a lot that happened. especially the coming out together, that was just a huge part. So it was hard to let go because we love each other a lot, so it was hard. But yeah, so I had to, deal with that myself. It officially, everything finally stopped right when quarantine started. And when I say stopped, it did stop months before that, but again, we were just very back and forth. We were still seeing each other. We lived very close to each other. So it was hard. But before I even get into it, if I didn't have my family, my friends, I would have gotten through it 100%. But it's like, you do not know how important your family and your friends are. Family is just obviously important for many reasons. So, like, I'm going to mainly talk about my friends. It is unreal how helpful, like, your friends are. Like, you've heard me so many times talk about it, and you were always there. All of you here also. My best friend, Morgan. It's very, very important to have good people around you for many reasons, but especially, like, hard times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just they're very important. But at the end of the day, the only person that you have literally is yourself. Like, it is going to be very hard when you go through a breakup. You're going to have so many nights where you're by yourself crying. Like, so many nights. So many days where you just don't even want to be, you want to be asleep. Like, you don't even want to be awake. There's going to be a lot of emotions. You're going to hate your day. You're going to hate waking up. You're going to hate all these things. But just know, and I know it sounds stupid, but that it's going to get better. And even when I would hear people say that, I'm like, no, it's not. Like, that's the person I want. I don't want anybody else. Even after everything, like, I want that person. I don't think it's going to get better, like, at all. Like, I just really thought it wasn't ever going to get better, especially because she was now with the person I was worried about for almost a year. The thing is, it's going to suck, but you have to let it suck. I'm not kidding. You cannot act like everything's fine.
Yeah.
You cannot jump into another relationship because that will ruin that relationship and you will not be okay. You cannot jump into another relationship. That is, like, my biggest thing. In the beginning, I was like, let me just talk to another girl. Let me just talk to another guy. Let me just do something. And
Get
I
your
was
mind
like,
off of it. Yeah, which is completely normal.
Yeah, get my mind off of it. And that is not right. And then one day I was like, no, I am not okay. Like, I can't keep crying about this person. If I'm still into this person, I cannot give myself to someone else.
I think one of the like moments that really made me smile, I remember when I was talking to you, I could just, like, realize, like, you had realized that you needed to heal yourself and really start loving yourself before you could even think about doing that with someone else again.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm just so proud
that
of
actually
you. I am just so proud of you guys. I wish that, like, Issa has always been, like, she's always been beautiful and so, like, kind and radiant and positive, and she's such a good person. But it was very evident to me and, like, her close friends that, like, even when the relationship was, like, off and on, she just like wasn't where she should be mentally. Like, was not happy. And it's just such a night and day difference, like, now compared to, like, 6 months ago. And at the beginning we had talked about how, like, some people, like, quarantine was really good for them. And Issa, like, took quarantine and kicked its butt and came out of it like a brand new person. And like I said, you've always been amazing and sparkling. You're and sweet. Just, like, I just love you so much. But not being serious. And I think being open and, like, vulnerable to the people, like, listening or watching, it's really gonna be, like, we don't know who's going through something right now. And I think the biggest thing that, if you're listening or watching, the takeaway is just to know that, like, you're definitely not alone. And it's just like,
and that's,
I think I just don't, I think my biggest message would be just, like, you're definitely gonna question your self-worth, but you 1000% shouldn't.
This is the thing. The thing is, both of us, me and that person, we were, at the end of it, not in a good mental space, either of us, at all. I'm not giving her an excuse, but her heart was going in two different directions with two different people. My heart was going straight to one person. My eyes were never on anybody else, because that's just how I am, okay? So we were both not in a mental space to be together, to be in a relationship, but we both kept fighting it. So just a side note, if you're in a relationship that you know is toxic, that you know is at the moment that you're in your life, it's not right, trust me, I know you want to love passionately, I know you want to keep going, but you need to realize what's in front of you and separate.
And honestly, I think, like, I feel like a lot of people who are in toxic relationships don't even realize they're toxic, and I think that's a good segue to say that, like, the people in your life, listen to them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I know
listen.
it's hard.
Like, yes, it is your relationship, and, like, your opinion matters the most.
Yeah.
But really, from the outside looking in, if your friends and family are just kind of like, hey, like, are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
you're not acting like yourself. Like,
Yep.
if they're saying that, hey, this might not be good for you, maybe just listen.
And think about it like, okay, let's save all this that we're going to mess up with each other. Maybe come back in a year when we're mentally okay. Like, stop it before it gets bad to the point there's no return.
Yeah.
If you really care about the person.
So she was going in two separate directions?
Yeah, so her heart was going two separate directions, and I knew it was pretty early on. I could tell it was going because we were, you know, before this other person came into our life, we were very happy. We were very, you know, in love, and that's what I think made it the hardest is, like, we were talking about, you know, all these marriage and all this stuff. Like, we were pretty happy in love. And, you know, another person came in and made that connection with her. And I tried so hard to be the one she wanted. But now looking back, I cannot do that. You cannot force someone to love you.
This isn't Love Island.
This isn't Love Island.
You literally just sounded like you were on Love Island. I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to have that connection.
No, seriously. Like, it's not a freaking game.
And I think now that you can look back on that, and I just like how much you've grown from it.
Yeah.
And like you definitely 1000% know like what you want your partner to have, and like the qualities that person needs to have. And I think if there's like you need to be able to lean on that person.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
There was a lot that we were both dealing with in that time that made it worse also. So it's just like you need to know when to get out. Also, the thing that helped me that I struggled with was to forgive, because I was so angry. I was so angry for so long because felt like I was betrayed as a friend. I was betrayed as like girlfriend. I was lied to for all this time. Like all this, I was so angry at both people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like until I forgave in my heart, like I forgive her for this, I forgive her for this, and I have to move on. Yeah. Like that helped me so much. Okay, so you earlier talked about self-worth situations. Self-worth is the thing I struggled with the most after this breakup, because, you know, she so quickly was with someone else. That made me feel honestly ugly, not good enough to be someone's girlfriend, which I know I'm such a good freaking girlfriend. I'm such a good girlfriend, okay? But I felt like so worthless. Like I felt...
She makes such good sandwiches.
I do, okay? I also, you know, I'm just really nice. Anyways, I felt so freaking worthless.
Great qualities.
So if you're out there and you feel worthless, I promise you, you're obviously not worthless. But I like you said earlier, you're not alone. Something that also helped me was seeing and hearing about so many people who were going through the situation. It's okay, it's not just me. Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
But I had to write in my journal, I guess one day I was not feeling good. Okay, so I wrote, you are good enough, you are pretty, and you are worth fighting for. And I'm not going to cry. But, like, how basic is that? You are pretty? Really? You are pretty. I didn't feel pretty at all.
Issa, you're not pretty, you're gorgeous.
Okay, thank you. But, like, you are pretty and you are worth fighting for. And then I wrote, Illy, to myself. So, just, like, 3 lines, like, I had to write. And I wasn't feeling good enough. I wasn't feeling pretty. And I wasn't feeling like I was worth fighting for because I felt like I was...
And all of those things are so valid because... Like, you're not, that right there is not being dramatic at all. Like, I can totally understand, like, the mindset that you were in. And I don't even know how I feel like I feel like you reacted, honestly, with such grace. I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
I would have gone crazy.
Yeah.
I would have.
The thing is...
I'm so proud of you.
The thing is, I know in these times you want to be crazy. You want to call them. You want to text them. You want to get mad at the other person. You want to just get mad at them. Completely forget it. Forget that situation. Forget what they did. Move on. Now you have to focus on yourself. You have to build yourself up go to the gym. The gym is something that helps me a lot. I went to the gym every single day. I looked at myself in the mirror every single day, and you literally have to compliment yourself. I had to look in the mirror every single day and say, this, you're this, you're this, you're this.
And I think it's important to say here, though, that it's like, you have always been so beautiful, and it wasn't that you were trying to, like, prove a point to anybody else but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was really just, like, you were trying to boost your own confidence.
For sure.
Which, like I said, like, you have always been beautiful in everybody's eyes. But I completely understand, like, going to the gym, I think going to the gym, a lot of people view it as, like shaming yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, it honestly is a good way to, like, just feel good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to the gym and I'm like, okay, where's my six-pack?
Yeah.
It's been 5 minutes. I was walking on a treadmill.
Yeah. But it's
been a
also,
long
like,
time since
setting
I've
a
set
goal.
foot in a gym. Let's be honest here.
It's also setting a goal for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I had a goal for myself, and it wasn't to look good for that person. It was, like, to look good for myself, to be more confident about myself for the next person. And again, with my situation with this person, it was on and off, and it wasn't abrupt as some people may have had it as, like, you know, I know I've heard and read that some people, they're in marriage and then, you know, one day they just leave them for a person they had no idea. Do you know what I'm saying? So I know it's harder. It's been worse for other people. But the thing is, like, I know you want to get mad, but don't waste your energy on them.
I think that's another good reason why it's really good to get into journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to write down some angry, mean
Yes.
thoughts, put it on a piece of paper.
Yes.
And don't send it to them. Because I
Yes.
think one thing that we've talked about is, like, the best feeling is, like, not reaching out. Because
Mm-hmm.
then it's like they know that, like, if you reach out and if you say something rude, like, you're just giving them that satisfaction of
Yeah.
them knowing that, like, that they've been on your mind.
Yeah.
And or even
Yeah.
like even as simply, like, posting about them on social media.
Don't do it.
Like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
You know, like, there's
Don't do
nothing
it.
better than knowing that, like, they're not getting that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Especially when your partner is the one that really hurt you.
Yeah.
And so
Just move on.
like I said, you handled it all with such grace. I don't know how you did it. She was honestly would tell me, Grace-Ann, don't you dare.
Don't you
Don't
dare.
you dare text
Because
her.
it's not worth it, and you need to rise above that situation. I had to go,
I know, but, like, I wasn't in the relationship, so I was like,
but, like, I had to
I'm just
go
kidding.
to a beach with my cousins and my mom, and one day, and they're like, you need to throw all this hate and anger and stress away.
Throw
Like,
it into the
you
ocean,
throw it
honey.
away. I looked at the ocean, I looked at the sand, I looked at the sky. I literally threw just all my hate, all my, like, sadness I could out, just
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And you have to let it go. And it's like, you cannot give your love to someone who wants it only some of the time. Because you're gonna, if you're, like, focused on the person who, like, also treats you like an option, the person who wants you to treat you like the main priority, you're not gonna see them.
The person that you should, like, be with, the person that you want to give your love, should be someone that reciprocates it 100%
Yeah.
fully, just as much as you're giving
And look,
it.
if they don't want to, okay. There's
Yeah.
millions of people in the world, and I know it sucks.
There's so many fish in that ocean, honey.
I know it sucks.
Oh.
Thank you, Lila, for comforting us. I know it sucks, and I know you think that person's it, and maybe one day that person for you is it. But in the moment that they're not reciprocating that love, I promise you that's not the person. Because the person that loves you isn't going to put you in a situation or put themselves in a situation to lose you, like, at all.
Exactly.
Because especially, like, me and this girl, for example, I've been with her while she felt a certain way about me and wouldn't put me in a situation to lose me. And then I've been with her while she did. You know what I'm saying? That's a clear difference. You know the difference. And you know what you deserve. And I knew the whole time. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that was my first real relationship. That was my first, time being, like, really in love. So I'm not going to blame myself. That's another thing. I was so mad at myself for how long I stayed. I was so mad at myself for how much I did until I changed my perspective. And I was like, I started to love how much I love. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I started to fall in love with, like, how hard I'm able to love someone. Because there's people out there who don't know how to love someone. There's people out there who don't know how to stay committed to someone. Like, I'm able to be committed to someone. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm able to love someone, like, so hard. I'm able to, like, be willing to do almost anything for the person I'm in love with. And, like, I had to look at that, like, that's a good thing. I'm happy about that. Like, look what you just did here. You know what I'm saying? So it is hard, and days are gonna suck, and then you're gonna do really good some days, you're gonna do really bad some days, and it's okay, you know, it's gonna be back and forth, but like, you have to keep pushing, you have to keep going. You know, there's so many other things that are in this world that are bad, okay? A breakup, you're not gonna die.
In hindsight, it might seem small, but
Yeah.
I definitely, like, the growth that you've had, Issa, is phenomenal, and I'm just so proud of you.
Thanks.
I've said it like a million times, but, like,
Thank you.
I'm very proud of her.
I just, my opinion, it's best to spread love and, like, not hate, and I've been in love with that person before. I don't like to hate on that person. I know you know this. I feel better to not hate, because hating is wasting my energy.
And look, I agree with her 100%, okay? If it's me personally, I get it. But it's like when someone hurts my best friends,
Yeah.
I have an issue. But I feel like, you know, that's all friends. You
Yeah,
know, it's
no,
like that's how
I get it.
I can get a little, I don't want to say crazy, but like if you hurt someone that I love, obviously I just want to like square up. But
I get it.
I wouldn't actually.
But you've
fight.
also, you
But
also
still.
weren't in love with that person at the time, so I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Like, you know, also, you're still probably gonna have love for them, maybe. I don't know. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're in love with them.
So are you a believer that like someone that you're in love with and y'all break up down the line, you can be friends?
I do think that.
I guess it just depends on the scenario.
It depends on the scenario.
Like how much were you in love? Also, why did you break up?
Mm-hmm.
How bad did they hurt you?
But
Why
take
did
the
they hurt you?
time to not talk. Cut the talking, because that was our problem.
It's
her and I.
impossible to move on if you were in communication with that person. And if you're recently broke up with someone and y'all are talking still every day, acting like, I don't know how you are doing it.
No.
But personally, I would not be able to do that. I would have to completely cut off the source.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that means blocking on social media so I don't see them anymore,
Yeah.
you know. So, I commend you, honestly.
Thanks.
So,
I would say, also don't look at their social media. That does hurt. It does hurt a lot. So don't look at the social media. One, because there's no reason to. Two, because social media, is fake. Just because it seems like they're happy doesn't mean that all the time. But honestly, it doesn't matter.
social media is just a highlight reel, y'all.
It is just for everybody. So it doesn't matter. Literally take this time to double down and just focus on yourself, and the right person will come. Also, it's not all about being in a relationship. Like, I've enjoyed this time being, like, single, like, just focusing on myself. And now I'm not going to waste time on things that, not that that was a waste of time, but, like, I'm not going to date random people and, like, waste my time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know what I want, like, a lot more now.
You know what you're worth.
And I know what I'm worth. And, again, in my opinion, leave the negativity away. Don't focus on that, because that brings negativity. Focus on yourself. Focus on the people who want to put you first, and just move on. Because there's someone out there.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode.
I feel like that was all over the place.
I don't know. I think you did great. I honestly do. If y'all want, if you like these type of topics, leave us a comment. Hop on over to our Instagram and tell us what you want to hear. We're going to be running some polls to see what you guys want to hear. And I personally enjoy listening to you talk. I'll just shut up. This is your podcast now, honey.
Absolutely not.
No, but seriously,
No.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We can't wait until the next episode, and we hope you stay
radiant.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Do 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 do.
Jesus.